guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute, but there's been so much going on since then, so let's get into the video. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to be giving an update or a recap about my first and second trimester. So I'm currently 27 weeks, but tomorrow I'll be 28 weeks, which is 7 months and officially my first week into the third trimester. So as I explained in the last video, it's just such a blessing. I just still cannot believe I'm expecting. I've got this far, and I'm just super grateful, and we are super thankful to God for our wonderful bundle of joy. So as some of you may have known, if you follow me on social media, our daughter's name is Nala Gia Joy Pruitt, and I will explain why in a later video when she gets here, as to what the names mean. So first, I want to talk about beauty and skincare. So when you are first pregnant, some of the cosmetic stuff or like skincare stuff you're using, you cannot use, such as like certain retinols and things like that on your skin, or certain acids and things like that. So I was using CeraVe Rough and Bumpy Skin because I had trouble with acne. So I had to stop using that line and just use regular CeraVe. And I will post the pictures of what I was using or what I'm currently using. And then also the lotion. I was using Rough and Bumpy Skin, the entire collection. I had to stop using it all together and just use regular CeraVe. And I also use cocoa butter. But as I said in the last video, my skin got clearer in my first trimester. So I really didn't need the products for acne, so it worked out. But into my second trimester, I found that my acne started coming back a little bit, but it's not as severe as when I was not pregnant. So I also started using, I researched early on, the earlier you use like stretch mark cream, stretch mark oils and things like that, the better. So I think when I was maybe 6, 7, 8 weeks, I started using an oil and a cream together. I use it every morning right after I get out of the shower, and I use it all on my belly, on my like thighs, and on my boobs, and it really helped. I haven't really got stretch marks anywhere on my stomach, but I have on my breast, which I will touch on later for body changes. As far as eating, a lot of people ask me like, what are you craving, or like, what do you love to eat thus far? I really have not had much cravings in my first trimester. I actually didn't crave anything. My second trimester, which I craved before I was pregnant, but it just got worse, is ice cream. And then for some reason, I was not a huge cereal and milk girl, but into my second trimester, this baby loves cereal, loves milk. So Fruit Loops, Trix, Lucky Charms, Reese's Puffs. I like will have a sensation of like my mouth having a taste for cereal, and until I have it won't. But until I have the cereal, I just have the worst craving, and she starts kicking like crazy, and it's like she won't let it go until I get cereal. So that's been my two cravings, is ice cream and cereal. That's really it. I don't have like, I haven't really ate or drank anything different or special, or been like on a special diet. Some women, when they get pregnant, if that's your choice, more power to you. But for me, I did not, because I did that with our first 2 IUIs and like went on this whole health kick and water, and it just didn't work out. So I just really want to enjoy my pregnancy. I really haven't done the whole like eat everything, sweets, this, that, and a third. Like I actually really have, because I feel like I have, I do have a human in there, but my stomach feels smaller. So I actually don't eat as much pregnant than I was not pregnant. It sounds really weird, but I get full faster. And I get to the point, like if I am too full, I feel sick, and she will let me know, like, stop eating, mommy, I'm full. So I haven't done like, salads or all greens or all water. I mix it up. I have soda, I have water, I have juice. I try not to overdo it on the soda, and I try and watch my sweets, because gestational diabetes is something that's real. And so I haven't done, much of that, but I try and limit myself. But I eat pretty regularly, and she's super healthy and have no problems. So that's that for eating. For sleep, they recommend the earlier the better, that instead of sleeping like on your stomach or your back, you sleep on your side, and preferably on your left side. Earlier in my pregnancy, my first and second trimester, that was really difficult for me because I'm a tummy sleeper and on my back. So for me, sleeping on my side was a little bit of an adjustment. If I do sleep on my side, it was normally on my right side, as I sleep on the right side of the bed. And so it was really difficult for me. I also got a boppy body pillow, and my mother-in-law also ordered me a pillow off of Amazon, which really helped because I had, which I will talk about later, extreme back pain. So that really helped in my first and second trimester, just to help alleviate. And it's like a huge body conform pillow. I'll kind of post the link or like what it is, and you can buy it with the link down below. But that helped a ton. But as I got into my second trimester and the bigger I got, sometimes it was not helpful because between myself and my wife in the bed and our two dogs, it just became a lot to be in the bed, and it didn't help at some points. It made my back pain worse in my second trimester. So I am just now getting back to the point where at some points I need it, but it's not an all the time thing, but it definitely does help on certain occasions. Now my apps, what I've been using for apps, I will post all of the apps that I've been using to keep track of my pregnancy. But they're super helpful. They're really exciting. They're really fun. Every week, the What to Expect app, they tell you, you know, what you can expect, and it's really neat because some things that I experience, I'm like, okay, is it just me or am I kind of crazy? But the app will tell me, and I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be expecting that. I'm not crazy. I'm not the only one. And it has a lot of different forums and like mommy kind of blogs on there. And so it's definitely helpful to have. And it's really exciting. The Ovia app, they send you like daily emails and things like that throughout every week, and just give you little updates about things going on in your child's body and what's going on with them, so you can kind of be in the loop on what's going on internally with their development. So it's super, super helpful. And then the last thing I want to talk about is body changes. So my body changes for the first and second trimester is I carry, and I'm still am, carrying very large. So I'm only almost 7 months tomorrow, but a lot of people always are like, when do you do? And I'm like, March 24th, and they're like, no, you're due tomorrow. And I'm like, no, I'm really not. So a lot of people always think I'm like 8 or 9 months. I just carry really large. My doctor said that that's normal. Everybody's body is different. And some people carry large, some people carry small, medium, right on target. I just happen to carry very large. So I noticed early on some of my girlfriends that are like 3 to 4 weeks ahead of me, pregnant wise, they're smaller than I am. Don't know why, it's just natural, but she's super healthy, strong heartbeat, nothing's wrong. So I don't know why that is. My boobs seem like they grew every single day. As I said in the first video, I have on my trusty sports bra. When I am at home, I have to have one on or my boobs hurt. I haven't looked up any remedies or whatever because the sports bra helps me, but I have seen in each day they get like, I've got stretch marks. It's weird because I thought I would get stretch marks on my stomach, but I've actually got stretch marks on my breast. I don't know if that's just because they're growing at a rapid rate, or that's my milk trying to come in, or whatever, my milk trying to get ready to produce in my breast. Don't know, but it definitely hurts, but it's not unbearable. A sports bra does a trick for me, and I'm good to go. I've also got some stretch marks like on kind of like my hips, like my inner thigh kind of area, the very top of my thigh. That's really it though. They're very, very small, but on my stomach, I have no stretch marks. So I'm very grateful for that. And of course, I don't have a belly button anymore. I will show you guys my belly in a second, My belly button is all the way stretched out. So in the last video, I had a little belly button still. I don't anymore. But I didn't have any morning sickness. I also felt a little bit nauseous at times, but I will post the little ginger snacks that I was talking about from Target. They definitely helped me, and then it automatically went away. The only thing I can say the baby does not really like is she doesn't like pork too much. If I have pork, when I had a pork potato in my first trimester, that's the only time I threw up during my pregnancy. I was violently ill for a few hours. She did not like it. If I have like a lot of pork, I would get an extreme headache. It's just she's not a pork person, so I try and stay away from pork. Try and do chicken or beef, but very, very little pork. Bacon, I'm not a big bacon girl as is, but if I do bacon, I normally do turkey bacon or like maybe 2 to 3 strips, and that's it. I had, before I was pregnant, very oily, acne prone skin. Now, even going into my 3rd trimester, I have a little bit of acne, but my skin is not so much oily. It's more so combination, so that's something that's different. My hair is a lot thicker, but I haven't seen a lot of women are like, oh my goodness, like, you know, I grew hair like on my chest and on my like weird parts of their body. I just have not experienced that, just on my head. And of course I can't physically reach certain parts of my body, so my wife has to help me now at this point, because I carry larger even earlier in my pregnancy, so she's been great with helping me. So with that being said, you guys, I want to welcome my wife to my channel. It's her first time being on the channel, and I'm super excited to introduce you to my baby.
Hello.
So you guys, this is my wife, Olivia. As I've talked about her before, I just wanted to bring her on here and introduce you guys to her, and also give her a side or give input, because she is my support person and my spouse. And so I think a lot of people always worry about the pregnant person or what the pregnant person is dealing with, but don't take into account the support person. And so that's really all the body changes that I have had. Like I said, she advocates, what's the number one thing you tell me to drink?
Water.
And I don't do enough of. She gets on me all the time. I do more so juices, but she tries to stay on me with the water. Have I tried to do better, or?
You've gotten a little better. Not great. You should drink more. Because also the doctor, like the time before last we went, said that that's why her hips was hurting. But.
Oh yeah, he did say that. Yeah, because he said my hips would start spreading more as I get into my 3rd trimester, obviously for labor. And I told him my hips were hurting very bad. And so another body change, of course, is we feel her kick. So we felt her kick, around like 24, 25 weeks?
Yeah. And recently saw her kick too.
Yeah, so I felt her kick earlier than the apps had told us it would, but she could not physically feel or see it. So in the past, 3 weeks or so, she's been able to really feel her. Like we have videos of her like vividly kicking. It is very funny, and at the sound of her voice, she'll kick for me and I'll be talking to her, but when she hears her voice, she goes bananas. She moves. She feels like ping pong in there. So you can tell they definitely have a unspoken love for one another. And she loves her so much already. And also can calm her as well. So it's very funny. You guys' love for one another. She's in the womb. But what's one thing on my body you feel like has surprised you that's changed?
I wouldn't say it's a surprise, but your boobs have gotten bigger. That's a plus.
So you guys, TMI for those that don't care. If you don't care, skip ahead. But I was not very top heavy. I was always bottom heavy before I was pregnant. So this pregnancy has been great. I just wish I didn't have the stretch marks, but it's fine at this point. I'm grateful just to even be carrying life. So I will take what I can get, and I try and put extra cream and oil, my stretch mark stuff on it to go away. But like, people don't see my breasts even in a swimsuit. It's not something that you would be able to see, so I'm not too worried about it. Whereas like if I wear a swimsuit, you can see my stomach stretch marks. So I'm grateful for that. And then what do you think, like from a support person standpoint, you would recommend them to support the person that's pregnant?
Just being there to help out, because I know you said like sometimes it's hard to get out of bed, especially with Bella bossing you in, and technically me too. But just to get up and get a cup of juice or some tissue, you know, just be there whenever.
I didn't mention that, but that is one thing I can say. I'm so grateful for the spouse that she is, because you've done great at being there for me. Like, absolutely, in the middle of the night, babe, I need some juice, I need some water. As I said, our 2 dogs sleep with us, and it's hard, even if they're not in the bed, it's just hard in my middle and end of second trimester getting out of the bed for me. And as I said, my hips are hurt. They hurt. So when I sleep on my side, it feels like it weakens them. So when she's like, babe, come here real quick, or she's in the kitchen, it may take me a good 2 to 3 minutes to just get out of the bed. And she's just been so great. She'll come over, she'll lend a hand, help me get out of the bed. Or also, if I'm laying on my back while I'm just relaxing in bed, it really hurts like the lower part of my back, and she's great at like helping push pressure on it. She still does do my foot and back massages daily, and that helps me so much. So thank you for being such a great support system. I have not had a want for anything, and she's very attentive. So that's one thing I can say to the support person, whether you're a guy or a girl, somebody, your partner is pregnant. Like she said, being there for them, whatever they need. I don't think I've abused my, need for you, huh? You think?
No, and I'm just glad the mood swings aren't there. That's a plus as well.
You tell them I have had what? I've had none, correct?
Correct.
So that's one good thing that a lot of pregnant women are like, oh, it's my hormones, up and down and all that kind of stuff. She's a testament, and she would tell you if I'm like a little cuckoo. I have not really had mood swings like that. I haven't done like the whole like everything makes me cry type deal or anything like that. I can say I've been pretty level-headed through this pregnancy. Bella, that's our girl dog. Sorry, I don't know what kind of sound she's making, but
now Bo gotta come in next time.
Of course, our boy dog has to show her up. But I've been pretty consistent throughout this pregnancy, and so I'm really proud about that, because I didn't, even if I would have been, I just didn't want to be that type like, oh, she was crazy during pregnancy, like we might not need to have a second child, like pregnancy's not great on you. Like I have said, if pregnancy is like this again, I would do this 100 times over. And it's been a blessing thus far. And do you have anything else you want to add, like that I may have left out or missed that I kind of went through?
No, not really.
And for those that have pets, we are going to do a lot more videos, and there's going to be a lot coming as far as baby, because a lot of people ask us. The dogs have kind of sensed at this point, because I have a bigger stomach, obviously, that I'm pregnant. So the boy dog Bo, he felt a kick for the first time about 2 weeks ago, and he like looked like, what the heck was that? And it kind of freaked him out a little bit. Our girl dog, she hasn't really felt a kick, but she does lay her head on my stomach, and every time I try and get a picture of Bella with my stomach, she does not want it. And Bo knows when I say, "Where's Nala?" He will like, and we're trying to get them more acclimated with her coming home. That's one thing we're worried about, because our boy dog is a pit mix. And so, pit bulls get such a bad rep. And so we just want to make sure that when she comes home, she's safe, and that, she's not in harm's way, and that everybody is living in peace in the house, because, this was their house first, but there's a new life coming into it. And so, we just want to make sure that, she's safe. So we try and come in and have them spend time with us in the nursery, which we are in, and we will later do a nursery tour. All of the decor is done, but there's a few more pieces that we have to finish up in her closet before we do a nursery tour. But, we try and get them acclimated in here, try and show them her crib and kind of let them go up to the rails of her crib, so that way they know somebody is coming and this room is going to be utilized, because for the almost 2 years we've been in our home, it's been an empty room. So that's my first and second trimester update video. Happy 3 months, or 7 months to us in third trimester. Babe, happy third trimester. Love you. And we're super excited. Thank you, like I said, to those that have prayed and gave us encouraging words and that check up on us. And for those out there that, if you have pregnant friends, check on your friends. It can be lonely, you know what I mean? If you don't have a support system. I'm thankful that I have great friends and family and an amazing spouse, and a busy life. But I could see how it could be lonely for a mom. So, you just check on your pregnant friends, make sure they're okay. If you're at the grocery store, pick up a little Johnson Johnson's bottle of body wash or lotion, just something small, so that, it shows that you care, you know what I mean? So just check on your pregnant friends, make sure they're all right, and, keep that bond and do fun stuff. Like one of our girlfriends, shout out to Eugene. We went to Sip and Paint. Obviously, I can't drink, but her and my wife got a bottle of wine, and I had Welch's grape juice. We had a family function, or a family event, I'll say, about 2 weeks ago. Everybody was drinking, getting drunk. I couldn't. I had Welch's grape juice. But my cousin Dante was so thoughtful and got me a bottle of Welch's rosé. So things like that, and people being very considerate, but not leaving you out because you're pregnant. And I always said during my pregnancy, up until now, and I'll continue to say, we've traveled. I'm going to do a video about traveling while we're pregnant. We just traveled, what was that, like 3 weeks ago, for my birthday. It's been almost a month. Yeah, it's about 3 weeks. But you're pregnant, not handicapped. You're not, you can still get around as long as you're not on bed rest or anything like that. You're not handicapped. Do things for yourself as much as possible. But of course, sometimes if I'm not feeling well or I'm in pain, I'll ask my wife to help me out, and she will even offer. She's super considerate. My family around me and friends are very considerate. Don't lift anything. I got it. You want me to fix your plate. Super considerate, and I'm so thankful for all my friends and family, and like I said, my spouse. I give her props and kudos, and the highest thanks to the God, our Lord and Savior, for him giving me her as a gift. I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else but her, and for giving us our bundle of joy. My next video is going to be about my glucose test to check to see if I have gestational diabetes, And this past weekend, we did a 4D ultrasound, which you guys will see her for the very first time in 4D. So I'm super excited for all the videos to come, me getting consistent on here, and I would love to hear you guys feedback. If you guys have questions or anything like that, hit me on social media or comment below. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and love you.